welcome back one more time, at least for season 1.
Woohoo, we made it.
Yeah, to episode 13 of the ReBoot Review, It's Alphanumeric. One more time, I'm Robin.
I'm Katie.
And yeah, this is Identity Crisis Part 2, following up, of course, on Identity Crisis Part 1.
You
from
should
last
watch
week.
this one first.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, you should watch all of these episodes, all 13 of them, in reverse order.
Yes,
just
exactly.
to see how the experience goes.
I heard that if you play ReBoot backwards, demons come and turn your house into a computer. I'm not sure.
You summon a game straight into your home.
That would have been funnier.
Yeah. Or at least more entertaining. Okay, let's cut that out, and then I'm not that good at editing audio yet, but
we need mouse.
We do, exactly.
Hack your way into what I said and make it funnier.
Oh, if only to have a mouse in our lives. But anyway, before we started recording,
should go around kissing people.
You just become mouse if you go around doing that yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I could just get a degree in computer programming and I could be mouse.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right? That's how it works.
Never have the six-pack, though.
No, that would take a lot more work than getting a computer science degree.
Yes, clearly. Way harder.
Okay, so before we started, I gave Katie the first DVD out of the ReBoot Season 1 and 2 box set by Shout Factory. They are the distributors of the series on DVD, and I don't know if you can still get this box set, actually, because when I went on Amazon...
Well, you can borrow it from me if you ask really nicely.
And pay shipping. But I think now they only sell like the all 4-season box set, but it's a pretty good deal if you want to go check it out. But anyway, I handed her the first DVD because there are some thumbnails on the back of the season 1 DVD. And Katie, I want you to tell me what's going on in this one in the middle. Describe it in detail. I might take a picture of it and overlay it on here so you can see it as well, but describe what's going on here.
Okay, well, I'm seeing what looks like Bob in that prison escape game and a hallway that also kind of looks like the prison escape game. But then it looks like Megabyte's behind him and has just tripped him and he's fallen down. And Megabyte's laughing at him.
What episode is that from, Katie?
I'd like to think that Megabyte is in all the games with us all the time.
If ever you feel lost, just look for the Megabyte inside of you.
Anytime you fall down, actually, it's actually Megabyte tripping you and laughing about it. That's hilarious.
It's true. He's like a reverse guardian angel.
That is weird.
Why... Because the thing is, on its own, okay, maybe the composition's a little bit weird because Bob is, alone in the lower right-hand corner of it, and maybe they thought it looked too empty, but, it's clearly not from an episode because it's obviously the TIFF, and Megabyte is not in the TIFF.
No.
But
no,
he
is. There's a picture of
he's
it.
in the thumbnail from the TIFF. Or, wait, it's like a haunted camera thing.
Oh!
Every picture you take, Megabyte is somehow in it. Oh, that would be a wonderful app. Okay, ReBoot fans.
That's
who are better
Get
at technology than us.
We need mouse.
But yeah, no, it's just a weird, because I was looking at that and I'm like, what?
That is
because it's
unnecessary.
It seems like an exciting enough thumbnail on its own, or they could have found a thumbnail from the show, as it was. I don't know why they thought adding Megabyte to a picture he wasn't in was better than just taking another picture or another still from. It's just a really odd choice.
Right directly to the left of this picture is another picture of Megabyte.
Yeah, it's not like he wasn't on the box enough.
Was his agent complaining that he wasn't in enough pictures?
Yeah, he had a minimum credit requirement. Yeah.
It is the amount of effort that would have taken.
Megabyte would complain about that.
Yes, that's true.
What is this?
If talent,
I am not in enough of your promotional materials. That wasn't a very good name. This
displeases me. That wasn't good either.
No, sorry. We really need to, or we just need to practice our Megabyte. That's it. This episode, we're just going to spend the whole time practicing our Megabyte impression for you.
Yes.
We're not even going to watch the episode. Just gonna sit
just
here
gonna say
saying megabyte lines or perspective.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Still not good.
No.
We can't do it.
It's our high pitched lady voices.
Yeah. What was it? The feminine thing? What was it?
Oh, the feminine type one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so now we'll just complain about the DVD cover for a while longer.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a season 1 retrospective thing.
That's right. It is
Since we're at the
silly.
end of season 1 and we now know that this is not in an episode, nor will it ever be.
Were they trying to trick us? Us specifically?
Yeah, just they foresaw us doing this. But anyway, with that out of the way,
Which just shows that's the weird quirkiness that comes with being a ReBoot fan or being part of ReBoot. It's like
yeah,
that silliness that like they make these funny mistakes or like there's something so messy about the show
yeah,
where it's still so detailed and wonderful in other ways.
yeah. And to experience the wonderfulness of the show, I'm going to start the episode now. But yeah, no, or even just like when you look at some of the box art on the old toys, like there was often just this like kind of uncanny, like they was feeling they were just kind of patching stuff together,
Yes.
you know. And
But I
I
mean,
feel like,
I think that's the same way with a lot of toys and a lot of
yeah,
like,
but I think marketing has become much more slick now because we're really, I don't know, from my time at a broadcaster when we saw a lot of marketing materials in the 90s, there wasn't as much of a concern, I don't think, with like style guides and a cohesiveness to your brand.
right,
And now that stuff is so strictly regimented,
right,
you know, and you, especially working with big companies, everything needs like 3 levels of approval by all your most senior designers to make sure that you're following the template that they've set out for your design. And this is a product of an era where it was just kind of like, we're making do with what we got.
yeah,
No one
right,
knows
Just throw this
exactly.
together.
No one's gonna
But I
notice.
intend
Yeah, and
to
just like
find
and,
out.
and with the first computer animated show, they were still figuring out what assets they had and how they could use them and what could be used where and all this kind of and experimenting with the idea that you had all these character designs existing in a computer. You didn't have to redraw anything.
That's right.
You just had to send a file to someone, you know, so so yeah, there's probably a lot of marketing stuff that they were kind of able to work on for the first time.
Yeah, it's funny. I always think like with that marketing, like in like when they come out with like the bed sheets and that sort of, it's always like 1 or 2 images that they use on everything. And
Yeah.
I never understood why.
Well, it's in my experience, again, it would be because like with like the bedsheet images and stuff like that, like whenever you saw the 2D images, it was usually someone had to go over a still, like a character still, and draw it out in what's called vector imaging, which is a 2D scalable type image with like very minimal shading and stuff. It often looks very flat.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so wrong.
And yeah, exactly, and those vector images are very time intensive to create.
Okay.
So you can only afford to pay a designer to do so many of those.
right.
Yeah, yeah, but it's still for a 3D show. It always looked really weird and almost like counter to the point when you
Right.
saw it rendered as like 2D.
Yeah, because it's like that's not what we were here for.
Yeah,
Oh man,
I didn't sign up for
Can
this.
you believe this getup? Dot? Hey, snap out of it, Dot. Aren't you gonna reboot?
ReBoot?
What for?
That was
much?
very Canadian, yeah.
What for? To avoid getting nullified. To win the
And
game.
then they didn't care about
Fine,
Canadian
whatever.
accents. On the show that I worked on, they were selling it internationally, and we sometimes would literally have to go into the audio after the fact because
Are
we
you
had kid
happy now?
actors, so we hadn't
Come on.
trained them out of their Canadian accents yet.
Right.
We would have to go into ADR, which is like post audio, and re-record the
Listen,
kids
Doc,
saying words
you
without
just
their
gotta
Canadian
forget about what
accents.
happened.
Sorry
my
was a big
goodness.
one. We had so many kids who kept saying
Maybe you'd be
sorry
better off with the
instead of
home.
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, we had to bring in kids to fix a lot of like sorry and like house and I can't even say those words without the Canadian accent, the Canadian raising on them. And you know this is like a 5-year-old. Which leads me to think that the mainframe is in a family computer.
This way.
So you have like
Yes,
some
which would be
games
why
that are being
it's, like,
played
all
by the
messed up, 'cause the
teenager.
kids are ruining it.
They've like got all this malware on it and
Yeah, exactly.
spyware and everything downloaded. I mean, where do you think Megabyte came from? That was some 13-year-old downloading stuff from pirating sites and
That's right.
yeah. It explains so much the variety of games too, because it's totally like that like slow, boring tank game in the last episode was like mom or dad
Yes.
playing their like
World
low-key
War
strategy
II.
game.
Recreation. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those ones where you just have to aim the tank trajectory and do the math, and then it fires it and you see the outcome,
Yep.
And then, your teenager was playing all your like, the sports game and Angel the Smart.
Yeah.
And then the little brother or sister is here playing their happy preschool clown game.
That's not at all creepy
No,
anyway.
not to them.
Come on, we're way behind.
She has been affected more
This
than I
kind of
thought.
struck me too,
They
because
are
have we
in
ever
grave
seen another
danger.
occasion of them being able to literally look into the
Must do
game?
something.
Like we know they can monitor their like vitals
We made it.
Right.
inside a game, but to literally
The
watch
user's
them.
already reached the next level.
But
there isn't much
it's
time.
not beyond
No. And
acceptable.
no, it's true. Like it doesn't jar you or anything, but like that's the only time we see it, I think, right? So it's just kind of they
So
introduce
you could
it
actually
and then
watch
they let
someone
it
become a null
slide. Yeah, if
you
One
wanted
leads to
to.
the final
Fong's
chamber,
got a
the
couple of
others
those videos
lead-
stashed somewhere.
Dot, it's all up to you.
for the Guardian, they do dispatch Bob pretty quickly from this.
It's all up to me.
He gives up on
Just
it pretty
like it was
quick.
before,
I know.
and I blew
But this
it.
is good
Bob,
delivery.
oh, well,
This is really good.
Fong? What are you doing here?
I want to
And again, a
show
good
you
use of
something.
no music.
Yes.
Like just letting the sort of emotion of the scene sit on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much stronger that way.
Oh man, when this episode first aired, I was so excited for the fact that this was like the first two-parter, and it was such like there was so much going on, and there were so many mysteries that had been established in the previous part, and I just and Dot was going through all this stuff, and I just really, really wanted to see how it was going to resolve. So watching this even now brings me back to just the excitement that I had for watching this episode.
Yeah, it really is the first time the show gets cool. Like
Yeah.
just there's so much more to it.
Happened?
And the way they sort of had it plotted out in advance, because no, it doesn't make sense that Dot would have survived nullification from the
whole
game
sector's
unless
been
you know that
nullified.
this isn't really happening. It's a dream.
I'm
So of
Right.
course she would survive it to live on in her
Wonder how
dream.
long it was down there.
Mope.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess
she just
I'll
kind of
resume
mopes
my
off instead of
moping.
like looking for Null Bob or.
Yeah, exactly. She's not too concerned.
Although, mind you, I think she's pretty disoriented. Like,
Yeah.
if you had survived a lost game somehow, I think you would kind of be in shock.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, she'd already been so messed up before.
Yeah.
What the? Frisket?
Oh,
Frisket!
this bum.
Poor Brandon Frisket.
And they
the
took
fact
his
that
yellow away.
What's going on here?
Brutal fascist environment. Taking away your colors.
She doesn't have the mark. I thought this was a secured
And I
sector.
do like the idea that they would have like a barcode, of course, you know?
Yes,
That's a good
exactly.
little bit of design.
How much more meaningful it is too when we're older.
Yeah.
The thing I like about this episode, or these episodes, is just how up until this point, you don't really, you don't really think of Megabyte as a threat. I mean, like he's a playful villain and all this stuff, but
my dinosaur.
this is actually what he would do to a
Yeah,
computer.
this is
if
true.
he
This is
wanted-
the
if he
point
could.
at which you realize what the actual stakes are when they're fighting Megabyte. I
Yeah,
talk a lot about stakes in this, but I think stakes are really important, especially for a kid's show where you have to have just the right level of excitement. Oh my god, that guy was eating a raw null. Isn't
very
that cannibalism?
disturbing. It really is.
I never noticed that before.
Well, maybe he was just licking it for like the flavor.
Hey!
And I love how this like alluded back to what
Cecil!
she'd seen before her hallucination in the previous episode.
My name is Service Entry.
Although I think there is some weird
What's
timeliney
going
stuff
on?
going
Where's
on.
Cecil?
that doesn't quite make sense because she's been having these she's been hallucinating this since before Fong
Don't
put those
boss
things on
me
her.
around.
I
And
know.
that did always
This
kind of
is
confuse me.
mine.
I mean, I guess they have
The
like it
best
ripples
in all
backwards
of
and forwards
mainframe.
through time explanation later, but it still seems like kind of a just covering up for that.
Yes, exactly. I found the same thing. Like it's a noticeable,
This is not mainframe.
not a mistake,
This
but maybe
is
a
Mega
noticeable
Frame.
issue.
Yeah.
Mega
Also, the
frame?
first time we hear it referred to as Mega Frame, which we will come back to. And such like, of course, people have pointed out this. Oh yeah, awkward phase Enzo.
Mustache. Oh my goodness! Look at him.
But of course, the big thing is he has the scar
Enzo?
Yes.
on the eye,
wants to
which
know.
he will, in fact,
It's
eventually
your sister,
lose.
Dot. Listen,
Which,
baby,
of course,
I don't know
they
what
had
to
not
the earring.
planned for.
My
Oh yeah, that's
sister's
right, the
gone.
earring too.
Blew it in a
So I think
game.
naturally they
But
hadn't
everybody
planned
nullified.
for season 3 at this point.
But
This
wait.
wasn't some
Right.
like
It
deep
is me,
plotting
Enzo.
thing, but it
You've gotta
shows you that
believe
when
me.
they were doing season
Buzz
3,
off, Dame.
they were
I can
actually,
tell
hey,
you're
we've had a
nothing but
vision
trouble.
of
What do you
future
mean? For
bad
starters,
boy Enzo
where's
before.
your barcode?
That's right.
What
you
are
know.
you, a convict? A drone?
Also, I
no.
This is where he goes
No.
without her guiding light
Yeah.
every time, no
Exactly.
matter what.
yeah, that's really true. Just doesn't
don't
matter.
know.
Enzo is just destined to
At
turn
least
out
tell me
this
where I
way,
can find Bob.
Exactly.
no matter what.
Bob? Bob? She wants to see Bob. All right. Bob lives with old man.
But yeah, I
Fong
do
down
think
on
the
level
season 3,
31.
what they did with
better
Enzo
watch
in
your
his
step,
eye
though.
was clearly meant to
I got
allude
one
back
more
to
piece of
this.
advice for you.
Like, I think they very obviously referenced this because it's just too much of a coincidence otherwise, right?
Right.
Stay off my turf.
But the fact that he doesn't even like
I can't believe. he
believe
did
that's
that.
his sister because she was nullified in the game.
Yeah,
Would
can't
would
quite
throw
accept the
Rex's-
fact that this random new sprite with no barcode
Yeah.
couldn't possibly be her.
that he's just become that
Greetings, people of the
cynical
first
and oh my
quantum.
gosh, yeah, it's Matrix
My
all over
power
again.
be upon you.
It's much less attractive.
Yeah. Again, awkward phase.
What?
Prince of Power. It's a good one.
Yeah, I
This
guess-
doesn't
yeah, really.
make sense.
I don't know. I'd say that graffiti is actually pretty well done.
Yeah, really.
Oh, it's
Pretty
Pearson.
good way to kill it.
I didn't notice that it was Old Man Pearson.
Oh, he would. He's
Yeah,
such a rebel.
totally would.
Well, we know his history. We know
don't
he's always
understand.
had the
Funny.
the instinct to fight against that stuff.
And one for you.
Aw.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, I do really like
Private
Fong in
lives?
this season.
Yes.
He's very
Oh,
funny
That's it?
as
No,
truly
no, no.
senile Fong.
Yes. Not just acting anymore.
That's the Linux penguin. No, wait, no. That's from is that or is it a Wallace and
is that
Gromit
you?
penguin?
It looks like Wallace.
I think it's a
and
Wallace
Gromit.
and Gromit
that?
penguin.
Yeah.
I think that's
Who's
what the
that?
reference is.
Oh, dirty old
Me,
Fong.
Oh.
It's Dot.
Oh, yes. Welcome, welcome. Tell me, how is your president? I know it's here somewhere.
Look, Fong. Do you know where Bob is?
Bob? Oh, yes. He is here too.
He's so bobbly the way they animate him like that.
Oh, you my little friend. Oh, here he is. You were hiding, weren't you? Bad
Like
Bob.
the he's
bad
just
Bob.
lost his mind. But like, wait a minute, no,
No,
that color scheme.
But truly, Bob
must
here used to
actually be
a
Bob.
Great guardian. Ah, he was something back then. But those times are gone.
Except for that.
No?
No, that's not Bob. It can't be. Oh, what have I done? I lost the game and I destroyed mainframe. I didn't even
Like,
try.
killed
If only I could have
Bob.
another
Yeah.
chance.
Well, he's included in the mainframe
Chance
thing.
has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
right.
it,
She's
child.
not going to separate
The
him out at all.
future is not determined
not gonna
by
show
a
no
roll
old
of the dice.
Fake Fong
It is
that she has any
determined
kind
by
of
the
special
conscious
feelings for him.
decisions
Right? No.
of you and me.
What?
No, come on. Dot
What
takes
did you
a
say?
really long time to acknowledge that.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
It's in her
Windshield
character.
collection? I have many kinds.
It's in my code.
Fong,
Like that slam. That's
Right? Like, that's true. The idea of the cardboard box of slam. Someone was really thinking about that gag. Oh yeah, that's the first time she hears about Cyrus being the traitor. I miss Fawn's little bit of lucidity and wisdom there. But I do remember that being also very interesting.
Yes,
all the
like, wait,
episodes.
what?
Like,
Because he's always full of that stuff.
yeah, exactly. He's always pretending like he doesn't quite follow what's going on.
No!
Don't be afraid, Dot. We're your friends. We're here to help.
The hat perched on top of the hair takes away from his gravitas a little bit.
Just a little bit. Wait, there are far fewer watching her now.
Oh, are there?
There were a lot more.
Yeah, continuity.
Yeah.
It's
They were like, we got this.
Yeah. Yeah, all the rest of you guys can go home. We're good.
Yeah.
And how creepy it is that they just fade
Disappear into the
darkness.
What the?
She looks pretty good, bald.
Yeah.
She does
it's not a
kind of
bad
have
look.
that Sinead O'Connor facial structure that lets her pull it off.
I'm back in the game.
Go, my child. You still have time.
She's like, I'm not even going to ask what you're doing here anymore. Clearly,
I
there's
know.
some really trippy business going on here. It's good frustration there.
Hey, clown face!
I do have a clown
Watch
face.
out!
Nothing wrong with a little clown face. Come on, dog. Yeah, I mean, aside from the clown's voice, inside the game is not actually that creepy, even.
No, it's
You know,
not.
it's
Just silly.
pretty normal. Yeah, exactly. Pretty normal looking. But I guess there is kind of a creep factor in terms of like oversized stuff and warped things and
Yes. Well, his face. Look at it.
I'll show you.
and here's Dot using her smarts. And again, I just like that this episode, I mean, in the same way that the Enzo the Smart relied completely on Enzo and his problem-solving ability, this relies completely on Dot.
That's right.
And-
Yeah,
oh,
she
this
had to
is-
figure it out.
Yeah, though this one is less about her problem-solving and more about her self-confidence. Like, it's more of an emotional thing where
Right.
she just had to have the confidence to believe she could do it.
Ugh.
Oh man.
He's dead.
That is one sad 4-year-old, Dot. I hope you're pleased with yourself.
She cheated. It's not fair. I hate this
What did you do to
game.
me? Was that a dream?
Yeah, really, if you're a 4-year-old in your little
shall we
clown
say,
game,
a
and the other clown
Yeah.
cheats in the game, you're like, how did that?
Yeah, exactly.
I was
Saw someone who
winning.
let
You would just assume it was a
everybody down
glitch,
because
maybe.
She gave up. She
Yeah,
didn't even
so true.
try. Only it was me.
You learn well, my child.
Whoa! Nice going, Dot. You beat the funhouse. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Fong? What are you doing here?
It's a long story. Fong?
What you are experiencing.
I like
is
that she
a
gets the
temporary
positive projections
distortion
from it
of
too,
reality.
though.
Yeah, it's
Like,
nice.
it's like,
It is
yeah,
one
this
of the
is how your
side effects
actions
of
and
the
your
process
attitude
I
are
put you
affecting the
through.
outcomes.
This is an RPE, a reality distortion engine. Its disrupting waves move backward into the past and forward into the future, like
Yeah,
ripples
same,
in a
Bob.
pond. I felt that such action was necessary, given the circumstances.
I think you were right.
All right, you guys, what's going on? On second thought, never mind. All that matters right now is that
Bob
we
doesn't
get
like
that
people
PID
too
file
smarting
back.
around him. We gotta keep this at Bob level.
Seems to me you still
Let's
have
go shoot some
time.
guns.
He's right, Bob. Look! The border is still under guard. The binomes haven't been converted yet.
But why? What's taking him so long?
Of course! How basic of me! I've spent so much time feeling sorry for myself.
Still funny
I
to hear them
forgot.
saying basic.
Every
Yes.
file entered into my organizer is encrypted. Maybe Megabyte hasn't broken the code yet.
Let's go.
very slowly.
I know. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Excellent. There is only one number remaining. Start bringing in the binomes at once.
Yeah. Yes, Your Eminence! You commandant!
Megabytes.
Yes, sir!
You there! Look lively, or I'll have
See, now his megabyte impression is so good.
Well, it's better than ours.
I feel like they would need something other than chain link fence.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I get the vibe. that
Yeah,
they're
it's meant to
going
portray
for.
like an atmosphere of imprisonment or whatever. But yeah, given it's like mainframe and reboot, you would think it would be more of like a force field
I know
surrounding
what you
them or
must think.
something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a
I just
firewall.
want to say
Yeah,
how
Right,
sorry
yeah.
I am about everything.
like
and that
we'll
I
see
never
some
gave
other
the
time.
bomb to
Yeah,
Megabyte.
like we know they're capable of producing.
It's all right. We know you tried your best, and I want to tell you, before Megabyte converts us, that we still believe in you and what you tried to do for us.
Aw, does
Really,
this-
really wanted those water slides.
I'm wondering if that Binome has a name, because his voice actor did a good job too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
See, Dot? I told you were being too hard on yourself.
Can we kiss?
What do you
That's such a
say
look.
we go crash Megabyte's
I almost
party?
like his Binome's watching.
Dot's like, no, wait, let them watch. I know. She wouldn't say that.
No.
Mouse would.
But yeah, she would, yeah. You wouldn't even have to ask Mouse. She'd just do it anyway.
The
Yeah, that's
code
right.
is broken.
Basically, if you get within like a certain field
I will
of Mouse, you just get a kiss automatically.
Listen, sugar, your head came awful close to my lips.
Something is wrong.
What do you expect?
Wrong?
Her voice I can
do
do.
you-
Yeah. Like the lady voices at least are a little easier for us.
We accessed Megabyte's system. Then I used my organizer password and downloaded the file before
Oh,
they
all
broke
those
the code.
cables being tied in are so
PIDs.
1990s.
Yes,
Safe
I like
and
them.
sound.
And they're very
I'm not
rainbow
getting
colored.
any response. Wait, something is happening.
Right, like, okay, so even Air Doctor has the green icon. So Cyrus having a green icon should have really been a giveaway. There's a pattern here.
It's not Dot's fault this happened. It's Bob. He's the guardian.
To personally thank my dear friend
He should be the one
Cyrus
watching for this
helping
stuff.
me out with such a cunning and
Nice
insightful
turnaround on that
plan.
dot.
And as
That
for
was
the
Pretty,
rest of you,
kind of harsh, but
Pretty
deserved.
nasty.
Yeah.
You know what he's gonna do to him. Bye.
Hack, slash. Take him to the PID extraction chamber. I need a new shoeshine droid.
That is so brutal.
That
PID
is-
extraction?
You're not gonna be
No.
a person anymore.
After that.
Hey, Fong. Everybody's
Thanks,
ready.
Dot.
I'm entering the PID codes.
Yeah, Dot, that's on
Now.
you. Just remember.
She's like, I know.
When Cyrus comes back for vengeance later, putting that there. Yeah.
I don't see anything other than water slide.
I know. Water slides
So,
and
Doc,
fireworks. Oh
you like
yeah.
what you see?
yes. Most definitely, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a really sweet ending.
And it's nice,
Very
you know,
sincere and earnest.
Like, it's not about Bob. It was totally just about her.
Yeah, really. It was just that episode that was, and that's, I always loved episodes of any show that really just let you drive into one individual character.
Yeah, and not the main
Yeah,
character.
exactly. And I think, that's the reason why I responded so well to like Sailor Moon, because Sailor Moon is really good at taking an episode and letting you focus on one of
One of the other people on
yeah,
the show.
exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Every season there's at least one episode that's about the struggles of Amy or Ray or whoever, and Reboot's really good for that too. It's all about like giving Enzo his moment to shine and giving Dot a couple of episodes and then giving an episode to the relationship between Dot and Bob specifically. And
it sounds like they really, like it wasn't just like a formula. Every time a game comes, it's an interesting, fun game, and then they beat it, and then that's it. It's always a theme that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Where they really are careful about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really good writing, especially for kids television, is when you can just hone in on being like, but what is this episode really about?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's screenwriting 101, is it's never just about the plot. It's always about what's actually going on here with these characters. And I think, one of the things that holds up so well about this show is that every episode they recognize that. And I think every episode they ask themselves, what is this really about? Even if they sometimes don't nail it as well as others, like in The Belly of the Beast. I think they knew what it was about, but they didn't quite get there. But then there's episodes like Enzo the Smart and Identity Crisis and The Tiff that are just so good at embodying their themes.
I totally agree.
Yes.
I can't really add on to it. It's very well summed up. Just like, yes.
That's okay. Yes. Moving on. But anyway, so any last thoughts on at the end of season 1? This episode or the season in general?
I just can't believe how quick it went. I mean, like I know 13 episodes. I know that is what it is, but it went by so fast.
And we were talking again before we started the recording about, how you don't even realize Hex is only in 2 episodes, like I said before, just because it's all such a blur, right?
Yes. And I guess looking at it too as people who have, been obsessed with the show for a long time and knowing how much and how far these characters will go.
Yeah.
And just so it is so fun to see like where it all started.
It really is. Yeah. Because you can't help but like place them against their season 3 versions or even their season 4 versions sometimes and just see what the trajectory of the show and the individual characters is ultimately going to be.
One thing I like is really thinking about it. I think Dot might be one of the only real anchors in the show who just stays so stable in her character.
Yeah. Oh, they do such a good job with her characterization because everything she does, good and bad, comes from a core that feels like a very real person.
Yes.
They clearly had a very ironclad idea of Dot when they went in, and it evolves and it grows, but it doesn't waver.
Right.
So yeah.
Bob. I don't really like where he went.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that a little bit too, and that's kind of more of like a season 3, season 4 kind of conversation.
I agree.
I actually have like very extensive thoughts and like a lot of thoughts, like a whole rant's worth about where Bob eventually goes. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily dislike it, but I have very strong feelings about it. So I'll refrain for now. But maybe if we get as far as season 3 or season 4, you hear our
what
rants.
we know about him then, and then just rewatching it and just seeing where he started and what made him such a cool, fun character.
Yeah.
And I mean, like maybe it's because he did seem too shallow. Maybe that's part of it. It's like he was a little bit more of a cliche than like Dot, who has a lot more going on.
Yeah.
And they show it.
Yeah.
Bob just doesn't get
he's
much.
Just kind of, for most, at least until the end of season 2, he's just kind of the hero.
Yeah, the hero. And he never has to face any real challenge.
It's true. And now that I'm thinking about it, does Bob, aside from addressing his clashes with other characters like the Dot and the Tiff, does Bob really have to get at anything within Bob?
Well,
does he ever have to address himself?
Back to Wizard's Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
And we were talking.
Yeah, exactly. And that was about him having to get used to Mike. But it was never really about Bob
him being
himself.
able to not have to be the hero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really true. He was kind of the least developed of the characters early on.
Funny.
Yeah, it is funny to think about. Yeah,
I mean, we like Bob. Everyone likes Bob.
Of
He's
course,
lovable, but. And maybe that's the problem, is then they didn't know how to flesh him out.
Yeah, where to take him when you
Later
just have a
on.
lovable hero as a character. So
I mean, like even Enzo gets way more treatment. than he
yeah,
does.
that's really true. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. Even little kid Enzo has to learn his lessons like pretty constantly, whereas Bob is just kind of treated as being wholly formed.
That's it. I guess he doesn't have to learn anything because he's Bob. He's the guardian.
He's all figured out. Anyway, so that was episode 13 and season 1 of the ReBoot Review : It's Alphanumeric. And yeah, I guess I did want to say that at this point we are planning to do season 2 just because we're having a good time doing this. It's
That's
fun to
right.
go back and rewatch the series. But we're going to have to take a little bit of a break because I have some stuff going on and some travel that I need to do in June. So when we do come back, it's not likely to be before July. I don't
That's
think.
right.
So
2018. If this is
July
the future.
2018. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, if season 2 already is out there and exists, you can just ignore this. But if you are watching it in the present, around when we're recording this, because I don't have an exact date yet that we're going to be airing our season 2 episodes, what I recommend is that you hit subscribe and then you hit the notification bell, and then you will know, if you haven't already done those things, when
That's
new
such
episodes.
a good idea.
Right? Yeah.
It's really smart.
I don't spam you guys to subscribe a whole bunch. You may have noticed because I find that a bit much sometimes. You guys know how to subscribe. You know how it works. YouTube's been around for long enough. I don't have to tell you where the subscribe button is. I'm not your mom. But in this case, you might want to actually do it and click notifications if you want to know as soon as we start releasing these season 2
And it will
episodes.
make us happy.
That too. We do feel really great whenever we see those subscriber numbers go up. There's not a lot of you right now, but that's fine. We're not out here to get 1 million subs or whatever. So even your 1 sub makes us honestly feel really happy when we see it. So, yeah.
Other fans. Hooray.
Yeah. Yay. So I am fan Robin.
I'm fan Katie.
And until season 2, stay frosty.
But not basic.